I'm going to make a quick video addressing a little problem that I see with a lot of athletes, and it's over bench pressing. This is particularly with football players. A lot of other sports aren't doing training in their high school weight rooms, but that's the football team typically requires guys to be there 3-4 days a week. And the problem is, most of the time, not all the time, I'm making generalizations here, but most of the time, programs are made by a coach who has no idea what he's doing. He's just doing what they did in the 70s or 80s or whatever. So it's called old school, but it's not really good old school. So if you the problem is guys think they need to bench a lot to get their bench to go up. That's not true. You need to bench a little bit. Yes. Is bench press a good exercise to develop upper body strength? Yes. Does it develop stability in the shoulder? Yes. Is it a good test measure of to see where you're at with your upper body? Yeah, it's pretty good, but has. I feel that out of all three major lifts, squat, deadlift, bench press, the bench press has the least carryover to athleticism on the field. There's plenty of guys who get drafted in the NFL that are superstars that bench press 225 a few times. I don't know. There's some wide receivers that bench press two. These guys are going to get $10 million contracts and they're bench pressing 225 8 times. There's no need to be able to bench press a house to be an athlete. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is I'm not on the. Some people are so anti bench pressing. A lot of baseball guys are in that realm. Different tennis, soccer, golf. I don't think it's something that you should not do ever. I think it's a good exercise to incorporate into your programming. Um, but I'm not on the side where like you should only do push-ups if you're an athlete, just do push-ups. No, they need to do some bench pressing, but bench pressing 4 times a week is not good for them, and bench pressing 4 times in a workout isn't good. So a lot of these programs look like this. We're going to flat bench, then we're going to go decline bench, then we're going to go incline bench, then we're going to go dumbbell bench, then we're going to do push-ups. It's just too much pressing. There's no balance in the programming. So a lot of people people in the fitness industry, strength and conditioning industry, they say you should have 2 to 1 pulling to pressing. So your volume of pulling, so rows and pull downs and stuff like that, your back work should double the volume of your pressing. And we know that's not happening in the schools at all. I don't know if you necessarily need double the volume of there, but you should have more pulling than pressing in your workouts. That's another point. And then the next thing is the problem here is that you're adding to already poor posture. We have an epidemic of shoulder injuries amongst athletes, and it's because their posture sucks. They're constantly slouched forward because of what they're doing with their phones, driving, on their computers, watching TV, looking at the computer, watching TV, stuff like that. So everything they do is in front of them. And then you take football, everything's in front of you. You're blocking, you're hitting, you're tackling, everything's in front of you. So your shoulders are constantly rounding forward. By over bench pressing, you make that worse. You make that pec and that shoulder joint even tighter, and your shoulder even rounds forward more. Now you're more susceptible to injury because the shoulder's not sitting properly. Just things to think about. What we do at our gym for programming for upper body, we do 1 heavy day a week and 1 light day a week of upper body training for our more advanced athletes. Now, we'll bench press. We usually do 3-week waves, so we'll bench press 2 out of the 3 weeks. So let's say we might close grip bench press week 1, we might incline bench press week 2. Week 3, we'll do a heavy pull variation. Week 4 is a rep day. So the rep day could be pulling or pushing, meaning high reps, not heavy. And then we'll come back to it again week 1. So and we'll change the variation. We might do a board press or floor press to limit range of motion too. So we're constantly changing that stuff, trying to stay ahead of the shoulder injuries and keep the guys still progressing. Now, what you should be doing too is using the bench press as an assessment. So find out where you're breaking down. It's a good exercise to do. You don't have to be scared of it, but you can't overdo it. I mean, some of these guys are just insane with the amount of bench pressing they do. So you got to find where you're breaking down and then use your training to attack those weaknesses to bring it up. And that's it. It's very simple. So find out where you're failing at. Use your weaknesses. Use your supplemental exercises to bring up those weaknesses, and your bench press will go up tenfold. Maybe not tenfold. You'll double your bench press without really even bench pressing that much.